Hey, it's great to be with you again today. Do you ever just feel ordinary? Not super special, not like the greatest guy on the team, the most talented, the most handsome, the prettiest, the smartest, the most educated, the whatever, right? We're just ordinary, and we live ordinary lives. We get up in the morning, we go to work, we come home, we kiss our husband and wife, we play with the kids for a little bit, we watch some TV, go to bed, and get up and do it again tomorrow. That's an ordinary life, right? And most of us live that life. Uh, Jesus' disciples, they were ordinary, right? And sometimes we look back in history and we read the Bible and we go like, man, Peter was the man. He was, wow, James and John, sons of thunder. Whoo, man, I would love to have been hanging out with those cats and seen what they were fishermen. Fishermen. They smelled of fish, right? They needed to wash their hands because you can't wipe your face with fish scales and goo all over you, right? They're just ordinary people. And you look at the 12, right? There's Peter, Andrew, James and John, Philip and Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James the Less, Thaddeus, Simon, and Judas. Now, Jesus handpicked all 12 of those guys, right? He went down to the seashore and he found those fishermen and he called them to follow him. He went to the tax collector's booth and he pulled Matthew out and said, hey, follow me. And Matthew left a life he was rich. He had a lot of money and possessions and status with the Romans, and everybody else hated him. But he had a lot of things. Some of the other guys may have been carpenters or masons, or some of them, others have been fishermen mentioned, and they're just these ordinary guys. And I often wonder, what did Jesus see in them? What did he see in those 12 that made him say, there's the guy. I want him as one of my followers. And I look at that today and I say, he chose Judas. He knew Judas was going to betray him. He knew what was in Judas's heart. He knew that he was going to steal money out of the purse from the disciples. He knew all of those things, and yet he followed through because he had one deal to finish with the mission, and that was ultimately his death and resurrection. He needed Judas. He needed each and every one of those other 11 disciples as well. Even though they were ordinary, each of them had something in their hearts that made Jesus choose them. Now I look at us today, right? And we're just ordinary. If we love God and we pursue God, Jesus is saying, hey man, follow me. Come and follow me. Don't waste your life doing all this other stuff, chasing after false gods and idols and money and riches and sex and sports and all these other things that we try to fill that void in our hearts, right? Jesus says, come and follow me, and you'll never be thirsty again, because I am the living water. As we go through these days, even though we're ordinary, Jesus sees something special in us and wants us as his followers. May God continue to pour out his grace, mercy, and blessings on each and every one of us. Until we get to meet again, amen? Amen.